They're building a raid tower inside the compound. And lava's seeing him. And no! Oh no! All right, welcome Grubs, Chads, and everything in between. This is Base Invaders presented by Rustoria servers and sponsored by Rusty Pots. And we have a fun day of 4v4 action here in EU. I'm Jamerson, joined this week by Ian. Ian, how you doing?
Good day, sir. I'm well, thank you. Pleasure to be back on the metaphorical desk with you again.
It's been some time. I'm really glad that we get to do this once again. And I mean, like I said, this is going to be some 4v4. We do have a slight change up in the format. We are currently in the attack phase. And because we are in 4v4s, we've changed it up a little bit. There will not be a hard point active this week. And so teams have less objectives to actually go for here in the attack phase.
Yeah, that's right. I'm interested to see how this changes the meta in this phase of attack, because there is generally at least one team that occupies the hard point for the duration of this phase, so they're going to have to find something else to accumulate some points.
Yeah,
I guess it's going to be a general fight.
we've got roughly 28, maybe 30 teams signed up for this event, and you can see the large cluster of them, of course, built around launch site with the one odd base all the way down to the southwest there in F13. Let's take a look at who that is. That's Napoli right now, and for the simple fact of actually being off basically by themselves down here, they're going to have first crack at this attack heli.
Yeah, down here by themselves, hashtag controlling mining outpost. But why, if they are completely on their own, Jameson, did they not have a completed outer wall? What has occurred there?
I could not tell you at all. I don't know what goes on in the build phase. I mean, you've got, what, 30, 40 minutes in build phase, and they didn't even tag the heli.
No, they
So it's
did
going to be
not.
going over to our Russians over here. And you have to imagine, without there being a hard point, this is going to be one of the hotly contested objectives for the next 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, absolutely. I would expect to see more contesting over Heli, probably more people fighting over Bradley in this phase as well, just to get those extra points that they can no longer obtain from Hardpoint. This helicopter's been stolen like twice now. It looks like it's been retagged again. I think it's probably going to go down right in the middle of these three bases, which is going to make for an interesting fight.
Well, we can see, yeah, they're kind of conserving some of their fire. Like, someone needs to tell enthusiasts, they're like, no, 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 wait for it to come back around, wait for it to swing back around. But yeah, it does seem like it might actually just go down right on top of MGDN's base. It is so
Oh.
close to going down.
Yeah, I actually thought that was it for a second there, but it's still got a few hit points left. Genuinely thought it was going to land right on Megadyne's base. They looked like they were going to be the luckiest there. It may still yet. Can survive this
Ooh.
barrage. Ouch. That did a lot of damage to the base there at the top. I saw some stuff flying.
Yeah, I think there might have been still some twig on the roof. They didn't finish the build completely. And this heli's still going around. I'm surprised that finals on the other side haven't tagged it as well. And this would be a really fun fight, especially between those three bases if it went down there.
My god, it has left and it's now been tagged somewhere else here. Who are we over here? The Five Nights at Freddy fans. The FNAFs. They've now got control of heli. Oof. Meaty damage once again. No compound walls for them either. I'm wondering why.
There we go. All right, so we got down, and Bradley as well. So this could be an extremely large fight. It is 4v4, so it's going to be a scrappy one at that.
That's an interesting spot. Yeah, that looks like that wasn't even down by any of the teams that this has actually landed next to. That looks like the final hit was from somewhere further back where we were before. I can see people probably getting control of launch. Oh, it's these guys here. Who is this? It's Gammon.
Gaiman right here, might have taken Brad, if we can take a look at the map to see if they've actually gone that. But taking a look at the early leaderboard, we do have Jaberg in the lead right now. Throughout the attack phase, of course, there are multiple ways to score points. PvP, definitely. And we do have confirmation. Bradley is out, and Gaiman are just going to try and bait it on over here to this side of launch site. We've got a long ways to go.
Whiffing some shots there is Bradley as they go over to the security box. This is a popular spot for doing Bradley because it offers you a lot of angles and protection from both the rockets and the fire. They've done quite a lot of damage already, it looks like. I wonder if the plan is just to get this done at the same time.
Ooh,
They're going to
yeah.
struggle to control both these sets of crates unless their timing is on point.
Yeah, there's like almost no cover for them to run out to and try and grab that little hill, possibly to utilize there at that point. But this is going to be a hard defend for them. They can try to get some roof access and play off that high ground at this point. But again, this is going to be so tough. We'll see though, because we do have that other heli as another objective. So teams kind of have to decide which one they want to try and fight over.
Yeah, and lack of cover was a good point to make there because I was about to ask the question. It looks like those walls that they've got there are as close to the heli crates as they can get those, probably because of the build zone denial at launch. And the Bradley's definitely not going to have any walls around it. It's too close. So these are going to be really tough to defend.
Mega Down, FNAF, and one other squad. It looks like XXXX. Although X haven't come out of their base quite yet. Two members of FNAF just roof camping and keeping an eye out as they are waiting for those crates to go down. Remember, each crate that you are able to touch will net you points. And so you don't actually have to get the loot. You just need to touch those boxes as the fire goes out.
Yeah, that's right. They also do contain quite a lot of decent loot, though, so it is to your advantage to get that back to you, but not necessarily to get your points. I believe it is 3 points per crate for heli, and then 5 for the Bradley ones.
Yeah, securing yourself an M2, especially here in the 4v4s, would be absolutely massive. Just the firepower difference of an M2 versus AK in these smaller skirmishes is so absolutely massive.
Not a bad spot that's dropped into for gaming there, because there's a little bit of hill cover for them so that they can fire back. But they're way lower down than everyone else up here. They're all fighting over this crate heli.
I feel like this might be actually one of the first times I've seen a camper van being utilized in base invaders here. So we do have top showing up to try and counter this first heli. Actually, they're not even that far off. Maybe they're just trying to get into base and get
Yeah.
worked on a bit there, but they end up losing out on one. He is not completely down yet, but he's still sort of out in the open there. We'll see if they can try and recover him. He's got plenty of time at this point, but yeah, just
Ryan
like
his
we
teammate
expected,
through
without a
that tiny
hard
slip.
point, you're just gonna go ahead and fight over Bradley and fight over on the attack helicopter.
Yeah, for sure. I would expect the action's probably going to be quite concentrated as well here because all the bases are all in the same space up the map. Unless Napoli manages to tag it and bring it down their direction next time, then it's always going to be falling in the middle of a lot of bases. I would expect to see a lot of skirmishes
Yeah,
for
probably
pretty
in
much
the
all the crates.
like the latter third of the attack phase in the last 10 minutes. That's when I expect a lot of our teams to kind of reprioritize their focus and start trying to identify which bases they think might have weaknesses, start trying to get some roof control on those bases and such. For right now, though, I think you just kind of enjoy the AK PvP.
This is a great spot that these guys are in as well. Like they should definitely push down here.
Yeah, Schizo
They're gonna
actually
crit.
sneaks his way on in. He's lurking, gets a free kill. No, he whiffs a lot of
Oh,
those
chokes
shots
on an
there.
open
Feelicker
net
stays
there.
alive.
Yeah, he really should have had that. He had no idea he was there. It doesn't look like he hit a headshot, which is how he managed to survive. And Feet Licker is, I think he was licking his feet, to be honest.
He's basically full HP as well as he goes for that swing. Tags him once. And we have a tense standoff here at launch site. Both players really putting their control key to the test here. Another tag onto Schizo, who's having difficulties trying to find an angle to peek off of.
Ooh, that was a cheeky little hop up there to try and get the angle. Wasn't successful. Held him long enough for
He
his
just
teammate to arrive, though.
Yeah, buys enough time. Bonnie, though, is going to show up a little bit late to this party. He's been spotted, and he doesn't even make it into launch site there. He gets taken out. Roof camping coming out from XXX. That's going to be Freak to get that as our second patrol helicopter comes out.
It's just a slowly rolling hill of death there, like you pointed out. There's nothing to hide behind. I'm surprised they made it as far as that. It was very, very close to getting to the wall and making it to safety.
Yeah, it seems like FNAF were able to secure at least a few of those crates at the very least, but it's Jaburek currently who are massively in the lead early on. And this is surprising because, again, we often do see maybe a team or two in base invaders take an early lead during the attack phase, but that's when the hard point is active, when there's kind of a passive way to secure yourself some points. Taking a look at we were talking about incomplete bases.
Oh
Uh,
dear.
yeah. Oh boy. Is there a tag above this base for us to see? Or it might have been oh nope. There's a
NSG.
full-on tag here. NSG. Oh boy. Guys, what
Being
happened here?
abused. Being abused by abusers, it would seem. They are hiding in the supermarket. If you're evicted from their own home and are hiding out in the local shop.
I guess this is the Skid Row of Rust, right? When you've been evicted from your home, when you're homeless, it's just set up a tent outside of the supermarket, the abandoned supermarket.
Pretty much. In your firework mask. I like what's the headshot protection on that? I actually don't know.
I gotta imagine like 25. I think. I mean, it's supposed to be like pretty good, but of course the drawback is that you've got three big fire.
You have
flames
fireworks on
coming
your
out of
head. Yeah, that is a big disadvantage, isn't it? Oh my god.
Ooh, and
Did pretty well for himself there, though, I feel.
yeah, it's just unfortunate two members of Game and actually pull up after they take their Bradley loot for the most part, but didn't look like they got out everything. FNAF actually were able to
No.
push them out after some time there.
Doesn't look like Gammon got these points. FNAF don't seem to have enough points to show that they got these crates either. So maybe they haven't updated yet. I'm not quite sure what's occurred there. But I don't see
We do
anyone
have
else.
a lot of teams, and like you said, they are largely situated around launch site right now. I think something like 25 teams. Yeah, yeah, as you saw on the map right
Yeah.
there, all located around here. So everyone could have kind of picked at that as like vultures coming in.
I'm loving where abusers are positioned here right next to NSG's base. Must have thought their luck was in when they saw that coming up next door. Oh, wow. That's a tank.
Yeah, this is actually quite a beefy base, especially from 4v4s. I mean, while we do, of course, have I forget it. What is it? 3x, 5x for our farmers
20,
here.
I
Oh, it's
believe.
20x. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It
yeah.
still takes some time to build. So I'm really surprised that they were able to get that. We have actually a lot of different base designs that we've already seen and we were able to kind of preview before the show started. So I'm kind of excited for today's events.
Pretty good. There seems to be quite a lot of variety that you get, and that happens quite often in fours, I think. Possibly because the base itself doesn't need to be as ambitious, so maybe there's a greater variety of builders coming in for it. But what the? That is a very strange one just to our right there. What
Nice little
is?
water base, actually, Loosers. I kind of like that idea, taking the water base and utilizing that natural terrain that can slow down raiders. But like you had mentioned, here in the fours, you don't have to have as beefy as a base because you're not as afraid of just a 10-man pummel onto one side of your base. It can withstand a lot more damage at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, unless you have three teams turn up at once, which with the number of teams that are on may happen at some point when we're going through here. I'm
And
just quite impressed by the variety, but I'm really confused as to how skinny that one is there. Like, is this Sex's base we're looking at? Yeah, strange shape. I mean, it is flared around the base, so that does make sense. But otherwise, I don't really understand it from a design point of view.
I'm wondering if it's like triangle cores so it's deceptively skinny
Oh
at
yeah,
that point.
potentially. Yeah, it kind of just looks like a giraffe neck. I'm not quite sure what's going on in the middle there.
We did have the second patrol helicopter going down. Not sure where it is, but it's just plenty of PvP taking place. And Jaburik here just roof camming. I'm wondering if that's where the large majority of their points are coming from right now. 69 to Jams 21, Losers there at 19, and Benson as well at 18. So clear and above the lead. But again, when you have so many teams on the server, the TCs are massive. Ooh, Chaburik was actually able to get the down over here on top of Fame's base, but Fame is actually
Uh,
stuck inside.
that's just a no. That's just a personal helicopter. That's not the patrol heli on the other
Oh,
side there. I think they're just owning this. It must be all PvP points. I was a bit confused
oh,
to start with because they seem to be on the side of a boat, like a zone Chunurik's like base, Chaburik's base even. But I feel like I don't even know what that is. I think it might be the site of the hard zone when it was removed or something. I
wow.
thought for a second that might have been the cause of the points, but it's clearly this farm that they've found close by.
Yeah. Remember, you need to have a gun in hand to count as a PvP kill. He just ended up picking up 3, maybe 4 right there, closing up shop. Some free AK kits inside. They're gonna steal the scrappy, or I wonder if they flew it in themselves. But oh man, this is just pure domination coming out from Chaburik.
I think he was just using it to get to the roof because he just dumped it out the side. Incredible. So wasteful. I admire it.
There we go, pushing in. Did they leave the door open? Are they gonna be able to go deep?
It looks
Oh
like quite a lot of
no.
doors are open, quite a lot missing as
Oh.
well, to be honest. There's lots of places here that don't seem to have doors.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. There's almost no doors. There's almost no doors whatsoever. It's just next level access. That's all it is for them. It looks like they were just not able to complete the base. Maybe the majority of their loot is going to be in core. It's going to be an advent calendar style base as well. But yeah, they just kind of ran out of build time.
Yeah, I mean, we like week in week we point out like that folk haven't managed to get things built in time, but it has to be said that building any of these bases in this amount of time is an extraordinary effort. Like, I feel like I probably would fail miserably to do this, even with the 45-minute build period. So it is pretty difficult to get a base invaders base up in that time.
Looks like we did have a team dropping out. That's going to be topping going down. So now we are down to 24 teams. Oh, and we have our, this is where the second patrol helicopter ended up going down, back down towards Napoli's base, the lone base here in the southwest side of the map, but they are getting challenges. Brafa right on top, King here as well, but there's only 2 members for that team.
Yeah, it hasn't afforded them the peace they probably desired by building down here. By the looks of it, it looks like it's a pretty big fight. And despite it being closer to their base than anyone else's, it's still pretty far from their base, which has no roof I can see in the distance there.
Yeah,
I,
no cover for them to really utilize that angle at all whatsoever. Incomplete base as well. Yeah.
yeah,
This base
looking like
looks like it's already been raided.
yeah, it looks like a decayed base trap we've got going on here. What is like? Is this gonna teleport you into the loot room or something? What's going on?
This is like
That's it.
minute 60 into the raid phase. This is what the base
Yeah.
should look like 60 minutes after the raid phase starts.
Yes, it was just a really unique, shall we say, like path that they were going through the building. That one side is the most unfinished. It's a bit strange looking, isn't it?
Looks like a 2x2 core going for the advent calendar style that has largely been the meta here in base invaders. In another minute and a half, we will have another patrol helicopter going down. Rafa, though, well in position to secure possibly the last crate off of this helicopter. Though, do have Sola Zola coming in. Don't know if he's got loot on him, but he is walling forward now, creeping up. Rafa might not be aware of it. Sola is able to wall off just in time after he gets a knock while the rest of the members of Brafa try to run away. Never mind, they're coming in for the reinforcements.
That was a nice take. I think he had us all fooled that he was just some guy and he didn't have an AK at all.
Oh, King now pushing up, taking out one more member of Brafa. Sola Zola is ready on that respawn, taking him out.
Still one more with an AK here. Who is this? Their name's not showing up. They're too far away. That was a nice take, though. I feel like that was a Bratvan member that's at the back there that we can't see the nameplate on.
We do have one more crate, it looks like, to loot up on that helicopter, but it's a large amount of fighting right now.
It's still on toxic. Doesn't have a name for some reason. Must be special.
This is actually Tokyo. How I played against 24 Zergs. All right, Lone Ranger Don Toxic coming in for the flank on to members here. It's actually just Naked's coming in for the reinforcements, picking up guns right now. Dodd Toxic, though, does get spotted out. It looks like King were able to largely position themselves for this patrol helicopter, get the last little bit of loot. But how do they get out?
It's a Bratva player trying to get in on a horse at the back there to the crate, but didn't even make it halfway across before he was destroyed. They've got a really good angle on this, both members of King here. I don't know what the deal with Don Toxic is. I don't know if he's just out for this on his own one-man army. It may well be the Alone in Tokyo situation. I don't know. Oh, right, okay, so just to clarify what we were talking about earlier, those additional points that Cheberick seem to be accumulating are because they've put their base in the corner of that zone because they're cheeky little monkeys, and are abusing the point system and are getting points that they're not supposed to be getting, so those will be getting taken off of their score shortly.
Thank you, admins. I was wondering, but I mean, you have to imagine after they still got a large chunk from the PvP kills from controlling that base, and we were talking about how there are multiple ways you can approach this attack phase. You can go after the objectives, you can just go after the PvP, or you can just go after control, and they do have one. So that's a prospective 40 points in their bag, especially with how few doors there were on that base. So I expect a TC take to happen within the first minute, if not the first like 10 seconds of rage base for them.
Yeah, that's true. We may find that these points might not actually matter in the end, but yeah. Good way to point out that it was still giving points, at least. Thank you for giving that information to the admins. It looks like King have gotten all of these crates here. Yep, that's them all the way in the last one.
Ooh, Napoli finally coming out of base to try and challenge this one. And you know what? Looks like waiting to show up late is always the cool move, as you never want to show up to the party a little bit too early here. We also got that one scrappy to try and steal away, so we'll see if someone can walk away with that consolation prize.
Looks like the final attack heli, I think, of the phase is coming in here.
All right, we have a little bit of a Black Hawk Down situation coming in for the reinforcements to pick up his brothers.
Oh, it's going right to the same spot here.
Yeah, the exact same spots.
Oh
This
dear.
should be an easy tag as it comes over this hill. What a beautiful cinematic shot set up by our lovely observer.
Very nice. We'll get Bigfoot to come. We'll put the dub of the music in it later on.
And this is the
They
fight
don't-
that will never end. 7 minutes left to go here in the attack phase. And the one thing you have to note is that for these teams that are down here on the southwest side, well, they now actually have a target in sight for them, right? They can easily transition to just go after Napoli's base, realizing that it is the one lone base down here in the southwest.
Yeah, it seems like if they've brought the boom with them, that's definitely a good idea. But they're gonna have to survive this heli take first, because they're out in the open with just walls, some of which are just wood, and every rocket strafe is gonna take out at least a couple of guys here, I feel.
Yeah, what an awkward situation. I've never really seen this happen in two teams trying to take Heli out in the open, well, being forced to take Heli out in the open.
That was some nice damage on the rear tail there, though.
Oh, rockets coming in. Who's going to be the recipients of that? That's actually, what is that? The Napoli squad?
Yeah, that's the second rocket strafe that Napoli have taken, and they're the ones that are using mostly wooden walls, so that's not working out very well for them.
Oh, wow. He really wanted to go down with his brother and actually drifted a little bit
Yeah.
closer to that second patrol helicopter. There are no walls here, unfortunately. So I don't know if any of our players have more walls to try and work their way on over. To note, Napoli is the closest base. Theirs is just off into the distance here, and really no one else around. Everyone else kind of had to roam down here to try and contest this.
Yeah, I think King maybe have the positional advantage here, save for this one Napoli player that's on the flank, but they're under too much pressure to be able to move out, and because of that, flank player is probably stopping them from moving backwards to get closer to the crates.
Oh, Solazola actually finally goes down, and he was the
And
one
from
that
that
really
flank, yeah.
initiated a lot of the fighting here on the outskirts, because he was the one that evicted the Bratva team that tried to come in and contest that helicopter that went down. But you can see that King do have a nice crossfire set up. Napoli not able to really find the angles on them. It's all up to Nogard here. as he
Oh.
will go ahead and push out into the open and make his way over to Sola to finish him off.
Brave cross. He is so lucky that no one was peeking when he did that. That was top of the hill, nowhere to hide. It would have been open season on him if anyone had had the opportunity to see him. But it looks like there's not as many King members in this section as I thought. It's just don't ban lag internet.
I think that's the nice thing about 4v4s, right? The fights are so much more contained and you have a lot more information, right? If you have eyes on two members, then you have eyes on basically half the fight. So I it was brave, but I think that push also was off of information coming out from the rest of his team. Little fight here as King ends up
Oh.
winning out on that one. 35 doors, 5 TC ends up taking that win. Victor spawns in, will get instantly taken out, and this is a just a war of attrition, and you have to remember that we still have those patrol helicopter crates to actually go after.
Once again, I think this has ended up in King's favor position-wise because it looks like their spawns, even though they're miles from their base, their spawns are in between Napoli's base and these heli crates. So I think that's going to be really hard for Napoli to retake this time here. They've got one member on the back line who still looks fully kitted, who might be able to keep them distracted long enough for reinforcements to turn up. He's going to have a hard time.
Speaking of reinforcements, though, Brafa looking for a second pass to try and contest another patrol helicopter here. Oh, Nogard surviving with maybe 20 HP there, but now he's got to be worried about his flank. He has a full team coming up behind him.
Oh, nice. Catches one of them.
1v3, and this is a huge opportunity for the rest of the Napoli members to re-kit, get back out of here, but they're so far away right now. A member of Jaburek might actually be keeping them contained there. Is he inside of their compound currently?
He does look like he's inside their compound from the position there, yeah. I think that's probably preventing them from getting out. But oh no, he was around the other side.
Okay, he's just scouting out a little bit there. We have a few members actually coming out to possibly try their hands at this heli loot.
Looks like yeah, he's on on the rub for a grub by the looks of it, certainly.
And seems like Napoli were wiped off of that heli, so they will not be able to secure those. Bratva coming in from behind, and King now set up for this. So it's going to be King versus Bratva for this loop, but it's Bratva that were able to push up a little bit closer, one way out in the middle of nowhere, ends up getting taken down. Bratva now have a huge positional advantage to try and secure this loot.
Great timing for them to come in on there because that was looking like that was going to be King's crates, but no more. And they're stuck in just a respawning loop over there, it looks like.
Yeah, Rafa were able to set up really wide for this too. You can see walls just all across the ways there. So the crossfire definitely favoring them as King are kind of just funneled into this one angle right now. Brafa now smelling some weakness on the other side. We'll try and push up. They're not completely healthy as they do that. 35 doors is able to take out one. Going for that peek on the other side. Don't lag bad. Internet does end up getting taken out. King slowly getting wiped off this map.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who 35 Doors 5 TC is, but they need to be watching out for him because they are dangerous. You can't be leaving them by themselves.
Yeah, it ends up going down though, and it looks like King might just be down to respawns. We're of course in that long protracted fight with Napoli as well, so they might just be on timers here, and we'll have to give that up. Rafa with some great timing here will be able to take advantage, get that heli loot, and get out.
Just build at the bottom of the map. They said it'll be fine. We'll get all the helis by ourselves.
Or just attract all the attention there.
Yeah, well, it's the double-edged sword of building by yourself because either you'll get left alone, or if people come to harass you, they'll get left alone while they harass you. It's really, it's tough. It only
And
goes.
that question is going to remain in the air for another 45 seconds. We'll see if anyone dares to just go for this raid on Napoli's base. Again, we have a large contingent of our teams basically here on the north side of the map. And so being that one lone base, it can mean, hey, less counters showing up for this one. So this could be an easier raid. We'll see. As we go back over to this base. Oh yeah, that was the other difference that we had. So we were supposed to have no hard points. But also because of the 4v4s, we had limited turrets down to one, and that's their one.
Whoever asked the hard point to be removed was just overly specific, Jameson. The hard point is not there. Do you see it? It's gone.
Yeah, and they're no longer active
It's turned
as
off.
we enter into the raid phase now. It's going to be 90 minutes of sheer boom. Not hearing any boom quite yet,
Whoa.
but we do have our first raid, and of course, no surprises there whatsoever. Our first elimination, that's going to be gaming going down.
Yeah, Gaiman just stole that raid on NSG from Abusers, it looks like, because Abusers were the ones who were all over this base during the attack phase. That hasn't gone well at all.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Uh,
whoa. Oh my god. We should probably stop looking in here. There's a lot of stuff.
it's juiced. It's juiced.
It's so juiced, bro. So juiced.
I don't know. You look at this base like, are you expecting sulfur? Are you expecting some boom?
I think from looking at this, right, to give whoever it was their credit, whoever was building this knows how to build. But I would say maybe he hasn't done a lot of Base Invaders bases because this looks like something you'd build for wipe, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
It
100%.
looks very impressive, or would have been quite impressive if they finished.
Oh, we do have 3 other raids going on right now. King actually getting raided, and they don't have anyone defending. I don't know if they're on timer or if they're still over at that heli fight right now, but they have to be aware that their base is getting raided. It's going to be a top down for this squad. They do notice that it is a pancake layer that they have to go through, and so that's going to take them some time,
Yeah, that's
especially
really
because we
slowing
are
them
here in the
down.
4v4s.
Yeah, slowing them down quite a lot as well. I was just about to point out the same thing, because this space is really not very big, so that was a smart decision. They will be through it soon.
They got someone on C4 as well. So 2 members just controlling from roof while 2 members are booming. It looks like Gaiman want to come in for the counter. They have been spotted out, but it looks like there's only 2 members out there right now.
They're having to concentrate on defense, and I think they've decided not to go for the top down and go through these doors, which I think is a smart approach.
Yeah, one person just rocketing, or even 2 people rocketing, trying to get through that pancake layer, which just takes so long. And here in Base Invaders, and well, in any raid, we know that speed is the key.
It's got lots of little low walls, I think those are as well, which I think will probably help absorb the splash and make it even harder.
Yeah, it's going to be the hallway meta for this base, slowing them down immensely. You can see how slow they have to take it too. They're going 1C4, 1 rocket at a time. We do have our next team getting eliminated. That's going to be Zura, one of our 3 raids getting completed early on. And you know, this base is quite chunky. How did they get to it? Well, open doors. That's how.
Because no
That's
one
how.
shut the
Open
door.
doors.
Everyone who was in this space was born in a barn, Jameson. Look at all of these doors.
Chaburik, no question whatsoever. It was more of a question of when, not if, they were able to secure that for themselves. We saw them having actually full control over the space extremely early on. I think maybe 10 minutes into the attack phase there.
Cameraman's telling us that that was the TC, which is certainly an interesting place to put it. Do you think maybe that was a temp spot and they got interrupted due to all the harass, or like something's gone wrong there? I can't imagine that was where that was supposed to go.
I honestly have no idea. Smack dab, literally in the center of that base. Yeah, maybe some mind games. Hey, they're gonna go through the advent calendar doors first, or just go straight into core. As got another raid going on at this point. Already 3 teams have been eliminated.
I missed the base that we're in right now. Where are we just now? Oh, we're back in King space. It's getting a little bit more hectic in there. They're now back to defend, which they really need to be. That pancake layer seems to have worked really well, though. They've just given up on that top down completely.
There's Sex actually going down. One of the bases out here on the north side of the map, just off that coast. It looks
Right.
like it was just maybe a pummel from the side. to get through right on in. Oh, got through all the advent calendar doors with some C4 spam and took that out.
I can't see. Some of this has been destroyed, but I can't tell if some of this has just not been completed. It looks like the bottom floor, all the doors are still there as well. So it's a half and half situation. I really wanted to see what this thing looked like when it was finished because it's such a weird shape from the center.
Surprisingly enough, too, because Sex actually had some points on the board. 54. They were in fifth place before getting knocked out. And these raids are coming fast. FNAF, though, now getting raided by Mega Down. Oh no, this is actually a counter coming out from Mega Down, who are looking to just rocket spam out from the side. FNAF are inside the base proper. We're actually on the roof right now, going top down.
I think Magadan have the better of these two options, although it does look like this top down has reached the beds. Ouch. Ouch. Poor guy.
Custard's last stand at that point.
Yeah, brave attempt, but
Oh, that's an
really
exposed TC. You got the door frame there, but where's the door? Well, it was taken out. Top are scrambling to try and seal.
now that one doesn't have a door frame in it, but every other one does. So yeah, thank God.
Wow. Wow. Imagine if someone had just dropped down with some boom. That would have been free. But of course, they didn't have that information. Status ends up going down here. He should be recovered. Mega Down now pushing in during this counter. Will stop that res, but he ends up going down for his efforts. They stay alive. Another member of Mega Down. Huge plays coming out from Mega Down as they steal away this raid.
I really thought that had gone horribly wrong there, but that was a beautiful feint from them. Nicely done. They've taken all of that over for the cost of 1 AK, it looks like, and they have all the boom from the top down.
And we know that they are one door away, but we'll see how they try to approach this one. They are going to go ahead and go through the advent calendar halls on the sides here. And if only they knew.
Well, that is, like I said, literally free boom that they have right now. So I would just send one of these players that they've just picked up all the C4 from and drop them down that hole.
Ooh, Pop now. We're able to try and defend, but so many teams are showing up. Mega Down actually pulls back and recontest this. XXX pushes up. That's going to be Savukner getting the 1-for-1 trade. So it's going to slow down Mega Down just a bit. They do have their respawns right outside. You can see 3 members running back on in.
How many X's is that? It's octuple X we've got there.
That's yeah, Triple X, the 5th sequel at this point, I think.
87-year-old Vin Diesel saves the world.
I mean, I feel like Vin Diesel only, right? I mean, what are they on now? Fast and Furious, like 11?
I've actually lost track, but they did do 3 Triple X movies, and the third one is real bad. So I'm looking forward to whichever one that is in the franchise.
Any of them good?
I mean, I'm quite a fan of the first one personally, but thanks to the action here, was that? I thought that was actually from the side we were raiding there, but that was a different raid that we were looking at here.
It's FNAF now getting pummeled from the side. They don't have anyone on the roof quite yet. Just one on the shooting floor. 3 people inside the compound. It's going to be abusers who have now stripped away that wall. So Bonnie's got to be careful. The rocket's coming in. He somehow survives that volley.
That is just opening that straight up like a can opener. Like the inside of this, there's only one layer in it, and it's mostly open on all of the core. So this rocket is just like... This is really cheap for them to get in here. An interesting spot for the bedroom.
Yeah, he can dodge the rockets, but he couldn't dodge the AK fire. Ends up going down, so now they do not have anyone in the shooting floor. They need someone to get up on height right now, someone to get onto roof to try and shoot down on them, slow down these rockets, but it seems like all 4 members of Abusers have a rocket strapped to their back right now. They're just letting loose.
Lucky for them, it seems like some of these other rooms on the outside are also spawns, because I think that central spawn bedroom is about to disappear.
I think they noted that, you know, it is, there's no ATCs there, right? You got the open windows on that shooting floor, so they have started to go down another layer, and as soon as they clear out this wall, they'll be able to realize that, yeah, let's go down another layer on our pummel.
Yeah, they can just sit here and do this for ages unless someone else comes to contest, and then just saunter in through the compound wall whenever they feel like it, with all the options to explore. It's probably the smart play right now.
Yeah. FNAF are just kind of struggling to regroup here. They are all respawned at this point. Oh, Freddy ends up opening the door now. That's going to be the compound. Vulnerable as one member of abusers is able to push on in. Wonder if he's got ladders on him. They've also blown open that wall, so he does have reinforcements. He has another way to get in at this point. Ladders should be coming out for Nerm. He's gonna push on in, and FNAF, they're basically all on timer.
That was two different approaches to make it into the compound there. Finesse and the direct approach.
One
That's it.
C4,
Bedrooms are
four
gone.
beds. Oh man, they are running out of spawns in this base.
Yeah, it does. Like, there's a couple of these. We haven't seen all of those rooms on the doors. There's definitely spawns in a couple of them because I've seen some people coming out of them on the double door rooms up the stairs. But I suspect this floor here is where TC Magic might be.
All right, we do have our doors on this level. And so you can see that FNAF need to scramble. This could be the last bit of their spawns. We have a few beds down here, but they're running out of doors in between them and abusers.
There's interesting loot spot as well. That's just been some really interesting bases to look at today. I hope this is like this in NA as well, because I do really like it when I don't have to look at 16 different advent calendar boxes.
Yeah.
It is nice. I know. It's
Oh,
Christmas. Where's the shotgun trap?
heard a shotgun trap. Someone's probably gone down to it. Oh, that's kind of cheeky there. Slowing things down. You can see on that drop down, you got the boxes slowing you. Oh, and
Good
we
spot
got
for it.
sight of the TC. It's one door away.
I mean, good spot for that shotgun trap, but that is one way of signposting where your TC is really, because if they've only got one of those, and you're going to put it in your most important spot, aren't you?
All right, who's got the boom? I don't see any C4 strapped to these guys right now, but we do have a rocket launcher. It's going to be schizophrenic. There it is. There's the C4. And schizophrenic knows that his tournament life actually is just on the other side of this door.
I hope he's just dancing on the other side of the Ooh.
And
That
he's
is missed.
instantly taken out. And here's the plus 40 coming in for abusers. Oh man, that's why you have to respond as quickly as possible when the raid starts happening. You can't just have one person on the shooting floor. You need to have at least someone pushing out, someone on the shooting floor, someone on the roof. But there it is, abusers getting the plus 40.
Super difficult for them to do that in that spot, I feel, because the side of that base opened up so quickly. There was a huge angle, the peaks everywhere. The moment they popped their head out, it was probably getting blown off. But yeah, I feel you're right. They needed to deal with that a lot sooner.
Abusers did roll up pretty quickly, like you said. The pace of that raid, you know, they started four-man rocketing the side, and sheet metal can only do so much when four people are rocking at the same time. But I think the way they approached the raid was also extremely smart, right? They noticed that, you know, that top floor, that shooting floor was only bedroom, so they immediately shifted their focus to going down to the next level. And once they had a clearer idea and more control over that shooting floor, they're like, okay, let's just go ahead and take out the compound, push in, get our ladders in, and just full control the base.
I think Eastchecker's onto something here with this little spot that we're looking at, because that's a very strange place to have your half wall door jump up. It blocks that door, but then doesn't block the door behind it. So that is potentially.
Oh, caught right there by the defender. Santa actually trying to defend his base right now as the
even more
C4
convinced
ends up
now.
going out.
Considering how quickly he appeared up there.
I think we got the updates on the Jamerson score as well, knowing that they were able to get that TC, puts them at 100 points right now. Jam currently in second place with 94, Bratva with 85, and 82 for abusers and gaming. So all of our squads that were able to take a TC, pretty much populating the top 5 of our leaderboard right now.
Yeah, you can see how far abusers moved up there, because they weren't even in the top 10 before they took that TC. So 14 they actually moved up. So there's a lot of space in the top 10 for people right now. Excellent defense there though by Santa. That was Mario and Luigi, I think, with the double team. Brothers for life.
Getting a better look at the lay of the land right now. We have 2 more raids currently taking place. Sherbrooke on their second raid over here at Dumb's base. Only two players currently spawned. Burial spawning in an outside bag.
Hasn't heard him somehow. Has an
Oh,
AK.
he picked up an AK, but Chaburik
Oh,
response. They end up losing out on one, but hey, they still have control on the outside.
really unlucky there. Yeah, I was so close to having him. They've made a fair amount of damage onto the side of Dumb's base here, it looks like.
They have, but it's a good sign to be able to at least see the team pushing out from their compound. So Chaburik are having a tougher go at this right now. You can see not concerned. Coming around from that right-hand flank, Border is covering that angle for his squad, and they have spotted him out. Now, with two members of Dumbed out here, Chaburik have to be careful with how they're rocketing. Might be some counter rockets from the roof as well.
Yeah, this is a good spot they've managed to get themselves to. If they can hold this, then it pretty much cuts off the push and allows the people that they've got up behind them to continue with those defensive rocketings, which probably will work very well against all these because it's just wood walls. They'll crumble pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's no one coming in for the counter right now. This is an isolated raid, surprisingly enough. Not concerned on the other side of this wall. Jabur going for that swing, but he gets instantly punished.
Nice. I think he might have had a little bit of this back there as well. Second, very nice.
Might go for a cheeky third peek here, and there it is, the defensive rocket clearing out that last wall. That is the bed platform, and this should basically be the raid. Dumbed. This is what you need to do on the defense. You need to be able to come out. Benson coming in for the counter. They might be able to steal all this boom.
This is going to be very well timed if this coincides with these beds going down as well, because Benson will just get free loot out of those boxes.
Jaburik's base, though, is basically right there to the left of our screen. So they're not too far off. They can try and repopulate and get back into this fight. But yeah, this is a tough raid for them.
Yeah, I think Johnny knows that as well, because he's not happy about the fact that he's facing his left side to the base right now, but he's decided to take the risk. I think it's worth it. He just needs to get on the other side of a wall.
Oh, Bugor brings him down to 51 HP, and that should be the large majority of Traburik on a timer. One person does spawn in, that's going to be Bugor here, but does he have any loot? Looks like Johnny might just wait out to see if he picks up a gun, and yep, that's what he does. That's going to be a free PvP point for him. Does he have any boom to clear out these beds, though? There might be some inside the crates, so he could just go ahead and dump a few clips into that, and maybe pick that one up. Benson now coming in for that counter. Will be able to clear out one member of Dumbed and finds a second.
Nice PvP happening down here, and some excellent counter rocketing as well. Get rid of those walls next to the furnace.
Oh, Bugor giving his life for the play right there, actually. Body blocking. So he soaks up a large amount of that damage, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Benson come in from that long angle to take him out. Johnny making that long trek back to try and secure his body.
Sounded like an LMG or something. Well, this is falling apart for Spirit here. They've still got their beds, but it looks like most of their ammo and guns have been stolen by Benson on the way past.
And again, going back to the state of the base that they initially raided, I don't know how much boom and how much sulfur might have actually been in there. I mean, it was in a very incomplete base. So they might not have, been able to profit as much from that. So this could be a big loss. Jabur can really slow down the rest of their raid phase. We typically see, teams that take the early TCs, that get the early bases, and are able to secure that loot. They can kind of compound and snowball that into more and more raids. But something like this can massively shift your momentum in the bad way.
Yeah, excellent point. Like, you can 20 times farms all well and good, but only up until the point in which you can start raiding, and then the only source of your new boom is going to be the place you're currently raiding. So it is super important to do that, and yeah, getting in early will pretty much ensure that you're getting an unused pile of C4 and rockets.
All right, Jam. Looks like one member inside of this space currently throwing out a C4. Oh, did he end up getting cleared out? Is he still alive?
I think he's still alive. Yep, here he is.
Kawasaki. Oh, how did he survive?
Desperation PvP rocket. There is reduced damage to players by rockets in base invaders. It's something like 25% of total damage. So if you are full health, you can easily tank a rocket to the face, like Kawasaki just did.
My other question is, where's the rest of his team? He's just been controlling this base by himself from the inside the entire time. And he's got so many garage doors to deal with at this point. He does have some C4. He's got rockets as well, but this is slow goings for him.
Yeah, Santa are no strangers to this tournament. They know that spawning in and getting 3 of these garage doors closed is as good as, you know, stopping him right now. If you can't get that done, then that's an excellent way to slow him down.
Gonna venture a guess, wrong door for him there. And yeah, you can see why it is so slow. We do have Romero able to make it back behind cover just in time.
Just casually healing himself as he walks out a garage door with no gun, might I add. Oh, he's seen you.
The peak's actually working out against Santa at this point. Romero does somehow survive though and is able to utilize that lower wall to like close up the garage doors behind him.
He ducked out the angle of the peak there. That was beautiful. I don't know how he has survived this so far with only a syringe to defend himself.
This is one of the oddest defenses, to say the least. He's able to get back in and close another door as well.
Oh no! I thought he had accidentally opened that, but that was a purposeful one there.
All right, so I guess they ended up actually clearing him out. So he played distraction long enough that the rest of his teammates were able to spawn in and actually help on the defense. Taking a look at Flames base, they are currently getting raided now. It's rocket pummel from the side from Lucers. They haven't actually broken into the compound quite yet. One person actually going down with that C4, clearing out the compound wall and that gate.
Oh wow, that damage is going right through a core.
This is going to be an advent calendar base though, so they have still a lot of work to do, only clearing out that one corner. A few doors missing in this base, but you can see that a large majority of them are out here on that outer shell. So the rocket pummel will only get you so far, especially here in 4v4. Ooh! Oh,
I ducked out the way of that. I don't know about you. That made me flinch. Very nice.
Oh, close fight there, but it looks like someone from behind. Who was that? FF playing spoiler on that fight.
They are so far away. Yeah, I think that's FT way in the back there. Certainly looks like their base. This is what we were talking about earlier, though, Jameson. Look how, like, this is just so busy around here because apparently everyone was allergic to the bottom area of the map. So no one's getting a lick apiece to do anything.
Yeah, and ponchos are just hanging out at gas for whatever reason. Like it's, you know, school just got out and you've got nothing better to do but hang out at the gas station, ask some passerbys for a pack of cigarettes.
Maybe they're waiting for the ice in the slushy machine to move. You know, sometimes that takes a while after they turn it on.
All right, taking a look at LLN. Players don't have a raid platform set up here quite yet, but it does seem like they do want to try and finish this off. Oh, they've already broken down the compound wall. They've got some of that outer shell dealt with, but a little slow goings for them. All of LLN are alive and regrouping inside of their base. Oh boy.
Not closing their doors, though. As we have just learned from Santa, that's
also
vital.
Missing a lot of doors, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, it is a bit open plan, isn't it? It looks like a 90s kitchen in there.
I mean, this is, you know, this is like the 3x3 I used to build like 2 years ago.
Where's the stone fireplace? That's what I want to know. But yeah, that is remarkably open. Possibly not a good idea. Definitely, like a cameraman Kaz has just said, that it's not even door frames, let alone no doors in that spot there. So they better hope they don't find that soon.
Yeah, that's an odd footprint for that base. Like a 3x5 core, it seemed like. Oh, wow. A lot of actually raids going on. Back over at Napoli's base, it's going to be Bratva coming in. Remember, Bratva is one of those squads that was contesting for the helicopters that constantly came down here. And we were wondering, were they going to actually try and raid Napoli? And the question is, excuse me, the answer is yes. And they've
Yeah,
done some work on the base.
I guess the question of whether they brought the boom with them at the time when we saw them earlier, well, clearly no, because it looks like they've gone away and come back to do this much later in the raid phase. But yeah, part of this, that huge section of wall there, that wall didn't exist, so they're saving boom by going this way for sure.
Oh man, Diego is just scrambling to try and find any loot right now. Bratva, though, are inside of their base, full control over the shell as well. Now getting to the rooftop, that one lone Python turret is the only defender currently for this base.
Okay, I figured it out, Jamerson. The reason that entire wall is missing is so that the turret has POV. It's a single turret strat. It's the new meta.
It's a kill funnel, yeah, okay. Finals
Exactly.
do end up getting taken out by Mega Down. And I think that's Mega Down's first. Is it their first TC? Or is it their second TC of the
I
raid
think
phase?
that is their second one. It's hard to tell because they have a shitload of points, but that could significant amount of that is probably from PvP. But I think they do have at least 2 TCs now.
Yeah, so that's going to put them at first place now with 132. Only 10 above Jam, who last we checked in with them had the Kawasaki trying to raid by himself into one base. Chaburik now in third place. Bratva with full control. They are deep inside basically the core of this base now. No longer trying to play on that rooftop. That Python turret, no one wants to deal with it. It looks like no one brought the HV rockets or that one, but how many more doors basically are remaining in this base for them?
Well, that appears to be the only garage door that I have seen thus, at least the only closed one that I have seen thus far. So I have a funny feeling the TC might be in there. It looks like they're maybe raiding it from top. I'm not sure what they're doing.
You might have found a few more, but there's really, honestly, very few remaining places. Diego, of course, that's his last stand. All right, they will go ahead and try to C4 these down, but we did get a quick peek there. There was no TC behind the single door, and there is no TC here.
Oh, it was
so,
bait. I fell for
yeah,
it. So did they.
kind of really now questioning where this PC could actually be. Bratva have completely separated from each other. They're back on the roof. Is it actually up here on the rooftop? And it is.
Oh my god.
Okay. So I mean, at least the mind games worked for Napoli,
They
right?
did.
They were like, oh yeah, let's not put it in the core. Let's just go ahead and put it on the roof. And that was the last place they checked.
Yeah, sure. Didn't save their base, but it did waste a lot of Bradford's explosives, which is going to make it more difficult for their next one. I hope there's plenty of stuff in there for them to take with them. That was, yeah, I'm surprised that lasted as long as it did. Definitely worked.
Really didn't see Napoli out on the map after raid phase started, so I have to imagine that they were just defending that whole time, so they might not have had any opportunities to use their boom. So Bratva should be able to compound that and go ahead and move on to the next raid. For top here, still looking to defend, but XXX are looking to possibly come into counter up against the abusers here. They are just on the other side, but the way Dream is moving, he's going for a really wide swing. You also got Mega Down coming in, setting up a raid platform for themselves, I believe. Oh, and
Who's
we've
this
got
here?
another squad showing up in a scrappy.
Who's go? Are they even going to
Where
land?
are
Are they just going for the flyby?
I think they're just trying to get a lay of the land here. Find
I
a
don't know if
clear
that's a good
LZ, set up, and possibly, nope, that's going to be a quick touchdown before they try to readjust. You can see abusers just full on defending. They don't want to get countered by these guys.
I want to hear the conversation that happened in the cockpit there, where it's like, how about we just land in this big open space here with no space, no defense whatsoever? No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Go over
Hey,
here.
look, guys, it's free parking. Just a lone scrappy out here as well. Oh, man.
Just keep going.
I mean, it's basically like they're in downtown LA right
Oh
now,
no,
just
they
trying to
found
find
one.
parking.
Found one.
Oh wow. Okay, their Scrappy was basically on its last legs at that point, and they're going to utilize these walls for the raid platform for themselves. It's a little bit far off though, and it's going to
Yeah.
be difficult actually pushing that way up because the road's going to block them, getting the walls down. But hey, they're still going to try it.
Yeah, there's a sewer entrance over there as well, which will probably also block wall placement in that direction. So you're right, this is an absolutely terrible place. Behind walls that are now disappearing.
All right, I think someone just noticed. I don't know who put the wall down, but they did. Yeah, what? That was
Oh
some
god
timing. That was some
damn.
timing for Bushka there.
But yeah, look, as you can see, they're having to take the hill line here and he's running with his blueprint out because he can't get a fucking wall down.
I'm not gonna lie. It looks like one of my raids. It looks
Bad
like one
spot.
of my
Look, they've
raids.
given up and they're building a new one. Look. Good idea, guys. Good idea.
All right,
That other
yeah,
one would have
much
been good
better.
for raided Oxums, maybe, but like,
Yeah. This is great though because it puts them on the opposite side of abusers, right? So that's at least
yeah.
one less counter angle to really deal with. But that also means that they're in a race up against abusers. They are definitely behind the 8 ball.
Yep. Look at this. It's less secure than a Swedish prison right here.
And that's going to be top actually going down. So
What?
from bad to worse for Bushka, looking to come in for the counter raid. They can't even find a good place to land. Their initial raid platform, the walls end up despawning around them. So they try to move up as soon as they start trying to go for the raid. That's when abusers end up getting in. And now they end up losing out all their boom.
Oh no. Oh no. Alexa, play the Benny Hill music.
Oh, if this was 3v3s, yeah, you would like the Three Stooges, but no, it's the Four
Stooges, yeah.
Stooges here. I'm so
Good
sorry,
guys.
Pushka.
What an unfortunate series of events.
Oh, we do have. Oh no, never mind. Never mind.
Oh.
He gets 1 point though, at the very least. And hey, their bets are still up, so there's a chance.
Yeah,
But
they could come back. Oh, they are respawning. Maybe they actually really need this boom. Maybe they've decided.
yeah, they need to extract. They need to get out because we've got
Yeah, they
Mega
should just
down
leave.
on
Yeah.
the side. You got XXX coming in as well. Taking a look at some more raids though. Here's the abuser's base. They were just able to secure that TC, but it's Gaiman right on top. They're going for the top down right now.
What is this Venus flytrap looking roof here? Oh, this looks horrific to try and raid. I can see how long this is gonna take.
Yeah. Ooh. He doesn't. I don't think he has a kit inside of there.
Doesn't
Yeah,
look like
no,
it,
he doesn't have a kid inside, and so he's just extremely exposed. Walks over to another room. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, mate. Those as well.
Every room he goes into, there is no loot for him.
I
and
guess none of these 6 boxes had guns in them. Oh god.
Oh boy, that's. I mean, I guess some of the luck coming out from Babushka ended up rubbing off on abusers here because yeah, things are turning around.
Yeah, there's no guns in those boxes. He could have used that jackhammer, maybe.
All right. There's a chance here. They did end up losing out on one. It looks like Gaiman could still get the res though. Throughout all of this, one player is inside with some C4. We got some rockets going down.
That's Rat getting the res as well.
At the very least, they're slowing them down by margins, but I don't know. Abusers, they were on top of the world for a moment. They were on top of the leaderboard in second place. But now, with full control over this base, Gaiman might just knock out our second place team.
It really depends, because they haven't gotten anywhere yet, it doesn't look like. Nowhere significant. It doesn't look like a lot of doors have been cleared out or anything like that.
Yeah, it's slow goings for sure, because they started off with a top down, and then they got someone in to start with a C4 spam, but we'll see how well this base they can utilize some of these peaks. This is actually a cheeky one here.
I do like these peaks. It's very nice.
Oh, Feet Licker goes down. That was one of the Raiders actually going down, though. So that's a nice trade for him. Sober, nice utilization
go.
once again. Wow. Okay, great defense now coming up from abusers. So they don't panic in this situation, and they're able to put up a really good defense. And that's the thing about the 4v4s. Like when it's like 7v7s or 8v8s, if you lose one or two here, that's fine. But if you lose one player here, well, that's 25% of your team. If you lose two, that's 50% of your team. And that raid phase, it is so damaging.
Yeah, it's a much bigger deal, especially if it was the guy with the boom.
Oh, Bushka. So things have not gotten any better for Bushka. I don't know if they were able to extract with their boom, but with their base now getting raided, they might have had to F1 back at base and leave it all out there, but they keep their TC alive.
Cleared a couple of them out. I can still hear C4 going off, which means, oh yeah, Solo Zola's on the bottom by the compound wall. Oh, shoots him out
Wow.
of the air. Did he fall? Like, he's got 1 HP. He's got no
Zola
HP.
survives.
Is he bleeding?
Bleeding out?
How is he still moving around?
There we go. He finally goes down. There's a little bit of a lag
like,
there
what the
before he
hell,
ends up
man?
going down. But I'm glad, he used up all of his, or at least tried to use up as much of the boom as possible before he bled out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised that he survived, though.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura over there, man. He ain't got time to bleed. Couldn't believe that. Like, he was... Because he must have had so much bleed stacked as well. I couldn't believe that he survived for that long on such a low HP before it ticked over.
All right, LLN on the defense here. Players, though, are deep inside their base. You can see one is dropped all the way down, clearing out the beds as well. And so now this is just a matter of time. Yeah, we had one of those floors still onto. I mean, here we were talking about how difficult it can be to build in Base Invaders. It easily can overlook things. But wait, no, this is the base that has the missing walls and missing door frames.
Yeah.
Build
it is hard.
Be like, oh yeah, they've done some work on this base. No, that's not Splash. That's just an incomplete base.
This is an interesting contrast to the one we were talking about earlier, which looked like it was a well-built base that just wasn't suited to the style of the tournament,
We still had voices on, so we heard the last words of LLN.
Must have been one of these, was it? Oh dear.
Well, LLN have been knocked out. They were in 8th place before getting taken out by players, and with that TC, that's going to push them up into 3rd place now. Nice little split there in the top 3, about 10 points separating our top 3. 168 for losers, 157 for abusers in 2nd, and 147 for players. Shaburik not too far behind, but we saw what happened when they ended up losing out on that raid, how much it slowed them down. They have caught back up, though, just a bit. They are on their next raid. It's going to be over at Dumb's base.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think most of these players in this teams in the top 5 rather, haven't really interacted with each other much yet, but that's going to stop being possible once the teams start thinning out. They're going to have to start running into each other. I'm going to see, interesting to see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, we've basically thinned out about half the lobby. We started off, I believe, the day with about 25 teams. We should be down to about 13, 12. And that's why you do not put TC underneath a triangle hatch. A little bit there, peeking out. Jaburek are able to spot it and get that. So Jaburek now will actually jump ahead into 1st place. Not by much. We saw losers, of course, were in 1st just a moment ago with 173. It's only a 12-point lead now for Jaburek.
Now is the time to start picking on your contemporaries. If you're in 4th place, go and raid number 3's base.
Jaburg also picking up some nice PvP points here with the counters actually failing on that one. There's only one member of Benson still alive on the inside, but not for long. There we go. He gets taken out. Now Jaburg, with their boom, can just go ahead and easily transition over to the next raid. Poncho's over here. Actually going to be the recipients of King's next raid.
it's a jamboree. That's what's the base roof going on here? These are some weird ass peaks. Is this an art installation? What the?
I've seen a
Very
building like
strong.
this in like downtown LA, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's an office block, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh boy, but not for long. As you can see, the rocket coming out. We have Jam, Gaiman, along with King, I believe. So 3 raiding squads, all up against Ponchos right now, who are scrambling for the defense. They do at least have 1 defender. Never mind, he's actually gone down up top. What is going on with his body?
A little rat is still in there. There's a couple of members I can see. Dawn, a couple of people here.
Looks like Ponchos were trying to seal. I saw someone with a blueprint and hammer out. We'll see. Closing up doors, though, is definitely a good start on the defense. Little Rat is inside, spots one of the defenders, is able to take him out, and actually gets a rocket launcher off of him.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not really something you want to be carrying around, maybe inside your base. That's just me. I feel like I'm surprised at how far down the scoreboard these guys are, considering the names that I see on this. Most of these players are all pretty experienced in base invaders, so it's weird to see Panchos to slow down in the points. You can see them defending pretty well, though. They've obviously been in here a while. That entire roof is high qual as well, so that'll have been taking ages to get.
Oh, Voxy. Nice timing there, but there's a second member of Jam. It's going to be Kawasaki once more. The lone member inside the base right now. Dead, just trying to go in, find a gun for himself, but ends up getting cleaned out.
Yo, Kawasaki is a menace.
But that rocket launcher now is going to continue the work inside the base, splashing those garage doors. We'll see how much work he can do from the inside by himself. Defender coming in time. Poncho is not able to clear him out. Man, Kawasaki, I don't know how he stays alive inside the bases by himself like this.
Had time to switch to his AK there and get the kill. I mean, it might have been a more favorable angle for him, but that was quite lucky.
Wow. At this point, I don't even know if he needs the TC. He's just getting so much PvP points by himself inside the bases.
It's quite expensive if he gets each of them with a rocket, though.
You get some splash. So, you know, you double dip in at that point. Is he going to be able to get another one? Voxy!
Oh,
Voxy!
no. Foxy, bro, come on.
All right, that's Kawasaki with, what is that, like almost 6 kills in a row now.
Yeah, that one, I don't know, maybe he got turned around, but it feels like he just expected him to have moved. I don't know.
All right, Don coming out empty-handed. We do have, it looks like Bushka showing up and booming from that angle. But Bushka, again, shows up late to another raid, and they're trying to go for rocket spam on the side. But, I mean, last time around, we saw how quickly the raid ended as they came in for the counter. This time, though, they might have a better shot at it. Jam actually defending the raid from inside here, or at least defending the counter from inside of that base.
So they might have gotten lucky here by picking a side, because this is connected to the corner that's already gone. Picking this side isn't the worst idea, because a lot of it's going to fall quicker. Uh-oh.
Oh, Bushka have like the worst luck on this server. Jam actually tries to push out from the compound, but throughout all of that, Bushka now are getting flanked by an entire squad behind them.
Oh, he's got one FT guy. They've seen them. They're ready for it this time.
Yeah, Mimi, quick response, is able to spot out one. Walls need to go down, but are they a little bit too close to the monument to actually get it down? Is that why they're getting cleaned up? Mimi about to pick up a 3rd kill here? No, the res goes off onto head somehow.
Dude. How did they get away with that? That should have been 3 kills for Mimi. Oh, Jesus.
And they've got to utilize the 1 stone node as their only cover because their build block trying to come in from this angle.
At least that happened in Bushka's favor this time, rather than screwing him like it did the last time.
Kind of. But because of all of this, because of Bushka's presence and Jam trying to actually respond to that, Poncho now have a little bit more control over their base. I don't know if they're going to be able to scrounge up any loot. We do have one member up top, but it's going to be King now coming in. So everyone actually converging on this one raid.
They should keep someone up there because no one's going to attempt to go through that roof when there's this size of hole in the side.
I wonder if Kawasaki actually had to respawn and come back on in, or if he's just been alive inside the base this whole time.
Yeah, he could easily have just been in there the whole time.
Oh, 42 HP. I think they might have actually finally taken him out. Yeah, Kawasaki has gone down, but honestly, he's gotten so much value for his team on the inside. A lot of C4 going down. And so, yeah, every team feeling the urgency for this raid. FT now applying the pressure onto Bushka. King coming in from the side. Gaming showing up for this one as well. The entire server is here.
Oh, abusers. King just finished defending, didn't they? Yeah.
Oh boy, they got to turn around as well. And so, luckily for them though, they can at least run back some of their boom.
Yeah,
but
they're not
they need
far.
someone to F1 and get back inside right now.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse if they'd been a further away raid. This could have been real bad because they're getting in pretty quickly.
Wait, I don't think they know. I don't think they know.
They aren't moving like they know.
No, they
one
have
of them
Solo's
back.
inside.
Solo's back,
Okay.
yeah.
So is he going to just try and solo defend, or will the rest of his team turn around? Roof
Ooh.
completely lost for them. Abusers
Got round
are
there.
on top and
Got round there.
down once again. Solazola ends up going down. And so now they have confirmation at the very least, but they don't have roof control anymore, so they have to try and defend from the inside. Gaiman actually coming in for the counter here will create an opening for King. It's an all-out brawl on this side of the map.
This is such a mess. This is just going to keep happening. The numbers need to get even thinner before this because there's still so many bases that are all right next to each other. You can't do anything without a counter appearing.
It looks like we have about 13, maybe 14 teams still alive here, a little bit after the halfway point. Yeah, 16 teams still alive. Where are RMT this entire time? They've got 12 points, so they've done something, but we have not seen them once yet on the broadcast.
Oh, yeah. We'll figure out who that is. I would like to see what they're up to. Maybe they're just somewhere like cooking some steaks, you know, out on the barbecue.
Throughout all that,
Sunday.
Losers ends up securing that TC on oh man, I've already forgotten, but that will go ahead and
Santa,
propel them
yeah.
up into first place now, 231, and that is a 38 point advantage now up against Shaburk. So Shaburk need to find a TC to try to equalize things here. King on the defense. Nice little peek out from that doorway from Final Boss, and looks like the defense might be successful. No, huge peek coming out from Abuser there. Hang on, staying alive. And now he needs to get his team back on in. But you can see how disruptive Gaiman are being on this counter.
Yeah, I mean, they're sacrificing a fair amount for it looks like, though, because there's still lots of abusers in there. They haven't made any headway into the base. They are just being a nuisance. I don't know if it's going to result in much.
Back over at that Poncho's raid, that's just the stone's throw away. Jam are back inside. Bushka have taken out a wall of compound and pushed in themselves.
Oh, they are all up in this. Like, they're all the way through this corridor here. It looks like they're working on the second one on the ground floor and on the floor above.
He's always slowing down the raids quite a
Whoa.
bit. Oh, man, Brazil able to clear that one out. This is such an odd fight right now. Defenders versus the counters and the raiders. Kawasaki still alive. He does spot out Don, and he pulls out the gun. That's going to be another point. Kawasaki, it doesn't matter if they get the TC or not. Honestly, I feel like he's got enough PvP kills here alone just to equal a TC.
Yeah, absolute machine. The second of those 3 kills we just saw him took there, he hadn't even put on his armor. He was just in a hoodie with an AK when he did that. That was wild.
All right, Poncho's now trying to utilize this time with the counters coming in to regain their bearings at this point. And Honestly, it looks like all the disruption might have actually slowed down the Raiders enough, but the thing is, they have multiple points of their base that they actually have to patch up, and it becomes more and more difficult. It looks like more squads are showing up for this. Back at the King base, it does seem like they were able to completely successfully defend. They'll get the raid defense points. Looking at the Mega Down base, defense coming out from them. I don't actually see any Raiders here. We do have an empty raid base over here, and it seems like just a successful raid defense up against Bratva. Bushka do it! Okay, so Bushka ends up
Yay!
securing this TC for themselves after, yeah, that long series of very unfortunate events for them. They finally net themselves their first TC. That puts them up at 171 now in fourth place, just 1 point off from third against the Abusers.
Bushka have been renewed for a second season.
Is it a comedy? Is it a tragedy? It's a little bit of
We're,
both.
we're about to find out because this is the roof of their base.
Oh no.
The FT are all over.
Well, we do have an armored roof, or at least, that floor. So no top down coming in for FT, although it doesn't look like there's much to this base, really. 3x3 core, they're working their way on down.
Well, Defender got one before he was traded out. I do see a lot of armored doors down here, which is encouraging. That's good. It looks like this might be a pretty strong base. Whether or not it is defended successfully, we will see, because it is Bushka and they're not having the best of luck with it.
Yeah, they were able to clear out some of the Raiders, though. Bushka, Spyro coming on in, and I think that's going to be it. So, raid defense points, TC points, Bushka. Their luck is actually turning around.
Everything's turning up, Millhouse.
All right, Losers now on to their next raid. They were able to get a TC about 5-10 minutes ago. We do have multiple teams actually showing up against players here. Going on the rooftops. We've got Benson, Alias or actually Bushka are here as well, just keeping tabs on things. So they might actually come now that they no longer have to defend their base.
I'm transfixed by the shape of this roof. It looks like a high school from an American teen movie or something. It's so strange.
Oh, it's like a Geiger. I don't know, something inspired by like Geiger, like
it is a little
Aliens.
gothic now that we're closer in. Yeah, maybe this American teen high school is in Gotham or something, but like that is weird.
Here, yeah,
it's weird, but I feel like, I mean, it's a shame, like you said, they don't have anyone up there because that's got lots of really annoying small roof peaks, which would probably be quite useful right now.
And they, chose a really good build spot overall. Very flat land around them, so no one able to utilize natural high ground to get a decent angle on them. But you can see now Johnny climbing on in. He's going to do it the hard way, even though they're just about to rocket on through. He just wants to have the extra time to try and get up on that roof control. No one is there quite yet.
Oh, he didn't have the last ladder to do that, unfortunately. So he's just getting it stuck in this little jump up instead. Oh, no. Yeah. He's going to go for a hunt around the compound, see if he can find anyone. He's definitely heard Nerm there, I think.
Did he use the ladder to climb into the compound that they're
about
to like bust open?
It's pure resource management right there. Has he got this angle? Oh, it's real tight.
This is the side that player, actually another squad tried to boom in from. Wondering. Yeah. Oh boy. These should be the defenders, and they're trying to come out from the outside, which I do agree with this play. If they don't get him back in, at least they'll have one player spawning on the inside to get back up on the roof and make this raid a little bit harder up against Benson.
Looks like, I feel like these two players are about to get double teamed here. I don't think they're aware of this flank. Who's that? Luster's. Oh, Nikita's on the other side as well, which is not what you want to see.
Ooh,
well,
Nikita,
not anymore.
Yeah, gets taken out. Makula going to pick that one up, but he does give away his position on the other side. It does seem like they were able to secure the ladders for themselves, and now that's going to be roof control for them.
Somewhat overcompensating for the one that he needed to get up that last bit. What happened here? Did someone ascend? Like,
Or, you know, just someone actually having some decent courtesy. You got to take off your shoes before you walk in the home, man.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. The spot, yeah, I mean, they did build a vestibule for them and everything, so maybe that's what those are for. Or they spontaneously combusted because they do say that the feet don't burn.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
All right, we do have the M2 in the hands of Totori here, so I don't remember if we saw them contesting any of the Hellies or even the Bradleys. So did they end up securing that out of a raid?
Yeah, I'm really not sure. Wow. Certainly got
Right.
plenty of C4, don't they?
Yeah, a little slow goings here, but I don't remember seeing a rocket strapped to his back. So gonna go ahead and see through C4 through it. Oh, that's gonna be never mind. The M2
Ooh.
secured, staying alive. They're gonna be able to get Totori back on up, but here's the push. Oh, he's ready for it.
The
Johnny keeps his teammate
timing.
alive.
Oh my god, right through the C4 just as it went off. Explosives reduced damage, but still, that must have hurt. Yeah, or at least given him a really bad dose of tinnitus on the way past.
Now, players do have a few more people spawning on the inside, and oh, did he end up clearing them out? He was able to, closing up some
Nice.
doors as well. Gets himself an M2 and that rocket launcher, and so now the defense looking that much easier, but Loosers have set up their raid platform, and they're starting to rocket from this side.
This isn't the worst thing for players if they can just clear these people out one team at a time as they come in. Like that's probably the best outcome of this situation here of successive raids. They could do it with a little bit more space in between, get those raid defense points because they probably haven't kicked in yet.
And they've got the M2 on the roof now as well. So naturally just transitioning that up into that position. Ooh, armor door from this side. Quite a tempting thing. And luckily for Losers, you know, they can just continue to pummel from here. It does end up just going straight into the core. Nothing for them, but they're just going to go ahead and continue this raid from the safety of that outside. Nerm, though, showing his hand, showing off that M2.
Right, someone needs to thread that needle and get a rocket in there. I want to see some premium rocket play from these attackers. We're not going to get to because we're leaving.
Yeah, players do have outside presence as well. Someone pushing outside of the compound right now, so that's going to be a hard raid. Over at the Losers base, it's just one player. It's I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Tonk is actually here on his lonesome, going for the C4 spam.
So, he's got so much C4 as well. Jesus.
At this point, I feel like you just go for the founding wipe with the amount of C4 you're throwing just into walls.
Yeah, well, this isn't the worst. Yeah, he's trapped. Stuck in the hole.
Oh. Yeah,
Got any ladders?
Hey guys, someone
No.
bring me a ladder.
He's looking up with his AK, ain't got no ladders. Oh, that actually could be... Wait a minute, where's he being fired from? Oh, the roof.
It's FT actually. So another squad showing up for this one. I mean, do you even know where he's like? I don't think they're even going to be able to find him. But I don't think he wants the F1 either. This is such an awkward predicament that you found yourself in. Oh,
No,
there
he's
it
found
is. He's been spotted. All right, Losers with the raid defense.
It's okay from Losers to get the defense on that one. Well, it
There
does.
was an
It did
attempt.
distract them. Yeah, it distracted them all from the attack, though. They all came back for that.
Ooh, over at the Bratva base, we do have one member inside Jaberker here as well, XXX. So it's going to be a two-team raid currently going through doors.
What's happened to their outer wall, I wonder?
We'll check in on that in just a moment. But wow,
Yeah.
a lot of work has actually
wow.
been either done on this base or just doors weren't down. We do have some twigs, so it might have just been incomplete base at this point.
I think they might have got caught in the middle of the rebuild there. That's what that looks like. Because this all looks like it was pretty finished and it's been loaded through. Could be wrong, but I mean that's nicely efficient there, but it doesn't really reveal that. You can't not shoot the twig, though, can you?
Yeah, you just
Compulsory.
kind of have
Yeah.
to. Now, Chaburk, though, coming in for the counter. They've got one player inside right now, and we're getting to the point where these are actually massive raids. If Chaburk can knock out Bratva, that's one less team you have to worry about coming up from behind. They're about 15 points off from them, but also that plus 40. Look at them closer and closer to losers who are about 50 points ahead of them.
I would like to see a Bushka victory, please. We only got 1, 2, 3,
If
4 people to take.
If any team deserves it, it would be Bushka. It does look like, though, Bushka are moving in. Benson getting raided. Jam all over their base right now. Full root control inside. Benson losing out on one. Kawasaki, the constant threat, the ninja on the inside as they are rocking their way through doors. The most efficient way to do it here, but that might be the only tool they have to utilize.
Definitely an efficient player to have on your team, for sure. E-Striper seems to be making a fair amount of headway as well, and I think was in with Kawasaki getting trades off of them as well. So it's a good team they've got.
Do hear some C4 going down. Bushka going in. This is going to be what, their third, maybe fourth counter raid in a row. But when you're running out of targets, yeah, you're going to have to just counter at this point. Benson spawning on the outside. So
Ooh,
Jam
that's
just putting them on timers here. This is a really tough spot for the defenders. Oh, wait, Brafa ends up getting eliminated by XXX, so that's a huge, huge play now. Chaburg, we're looking for that TC. Unfortunately for them, they were not able to secure that one. And that's going to push XXX up to 8th place. Pretty far out from first, but we still have 30 minutes remaining here in the raid phase.
yeah, Chaburik probably grateful for that little bit of breathing room, but I mean, even saying that, Bushka weren't that far behind Bratva anyway. Pressure's still on. But are they? Oh well, they might be in a good position to take over this raid from Jam as well. They've just eliminated two of them.
Trying to see
Oh,
if
this is Benson on
Kawasaki's
the
still
defense.
alive. Kawasaki is still alive here, though, but now the defenders are re-establishing themselves. Drop down. I think he got Kawasaki, and yeah, that should be the defense for them. We'll see if anyone can possibly sneak their way on in, but it looks like
Oh, yeah.
Jammer just, yeah, it's going to be the long run back for them. For the other counter raiders, Bushka, where are they?
They're inside somehow, but I'm not sure. I think they appeared and dropped down from the roof just as Benson were arriving, because I swear I saw a Bushka player up there before that got cleared out by Johnny.
All right, this is
Oh, the
Bushka's
doors.
opportunity now. A lot of doors left open, a lot of doors cleared out as well. And I'm not seeing too many spawn points remaining on the inside. So Benson are in dire straits at this point. Trying to see if Johnny did spawn inside of his base right now, but where is the rest of the squad? Bullet coming in as well, gets cleared out.
Right
And
shot
that's
there,
going
he's
to be an
back
opening
up.
for Bushka to get some reinforcements inside of the base.
I think he's going out to deal with Jam. Looks like. Yeah. Keep them from getting back in. That's a good idea. It looks like they are not well geared as well. This would be an absolutely great play for them if we can get these beds cleared.
Yeah. Creeping up. JLY clears out Kriko as they're spawning in, putting them on timer. Kawasaki, the lone defender here. And he clears out 3. Bushka now looking to take over this raid. They've got some boom. One more player spawning in. That's Kawasaki. That should be his last spawn. See if he's got any boom to try and clear that one out. Clear out the beds at the very least.
They had Spiral covering from way over on the opposite hill there as well by the heli.
Now,
This is
for
about to get
Bushka, though,
spicy.
that does mean they end up losing out on some presence. So the defenders for Benson, they're taking their time clearing this one out. They haven't been able to seal quite yet, and that's going to work out against them because Traburk are coming in to counter this raid.
This is looking like a tasty burger for everyone right here. I feel like everyone's decided that this is the one that they want to take out. Benson have been really annoying to a lot of the other teams, so I can see why they would want to do this. They probably don't want them to be in Trying to steal TCs from them later on.
Benson, with 26 minutes left to go, I feel like they're in a pretty decent spot. They've got all four players spawned in, but this is going to be the big threat now. Jabber coming in from this side. They will be spamming into armored though, so they will be slowed down considerably.
Hmm.
Um, but the consistent threat of Jam and Bushka coming in from the other side could make it a little bit more difficult for them to defend. But it looks like Bushka and Jam are more content with some PvP on the outside.
That wall is the only one that's high qual, isn't it?
I
So,
believe so.
oh,
Oh, no,
there's a
no, we've
few
got some
bits of
armored
repair.
here.
Yeah, a couple of bits to repair. It just looked awfully isolated on its own, which was suspicious. Could easily be bait.
Yeah, good call, good call. We're going to be booming in possibly from this side, so let's go ahead and ladder here. That's roof control now for Chaburg. 3 members on in. Burger's going to go hop in as well, so they're going to work their way from the inside of the base instead, which honestly, as soon as you see that armored, that's probably the best call to make. Because
Yeah.
trying to take out armored with 4 players is just it's gonna take an eternity.
Probably didn't realize how much damage had been caused internally here before they approached. This is a good change attack, and I feel also a good idea to clear out all these roof doors because people often forget about these, and we've seen a few times today even where TC has been on the roof.
Yeah, and we saw that one TC, I believe, earlier on around the 45-minute mark, where it was the last door checked on the base, quite literally, only standing door remaining at that point. And so they will do their due diligence, clear that one out, but it's just going to be a drop down. And so now they have to work their way from the top down. But where are the defenders at this point?
Well, they're either on timer or they have given up. I feel I don't see a single one in spawn inside.
Yeah, one just got cleared out. Ooh, FT ends up getting knocked out by King.
Oh,
In terms of King, that ends up putting them at 8th place with that. And was it literally just the one lone player?
it looks like it. There's no one else
I saw
here.
one name as we swapped on over to this raid,
Yeah.
leaving.
Well,
And I
that's
think he might
impressive.
have like instantly F1'd to go on to his next target.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Chaburik ends up getting the TC onto Benson.
Oof.
And, a lot of the work was already done for them as they were coming in for this counter. Don't know exactly where the TC was, but a lot of the doors were like, I would say a good 25-30% of the doors in the base were already gone at this point.
Yeah, a few better feelings than a well-timed counter for as far as base invaders goes. Anyway, that's excellent for Jupiter. That's put them in a really strong position. They can probably get a whole bunch of boom out of that as well for their next adventure.
And they're 18 points off from losers who are currently in first place. We got Mega down in third with 216. Really tight grouping amongst our top 4, really. And honestly, amongst our top 8, our remaining teams. Just a few TCs off. We've got 22 minutes remaining, though. So time is running out. Which base was this? It's going to be King's base. Sola Zola is here for the defense. We have Final Boss inside. It's all down to Red, I believe, for gaming if he wants to try and go for a miracle TC snipe.
They're pretty far in.
Ooh. Left the bedroom door open
Oh
too, so
no!
he can
Lots
clear
of
out
beds in
4
here.
beds. There's some loot in there as well, and and a few doors for him to go through.
I mean, even just the beds itself, that's a pretty good take here. Oh,
Oh, made another peek though through the door, and he barely wins out on that duel. Just one more shot, but you can see King had multiple players here ready for that swing, and so that is going to be the defense for them. For Bushka though, abusers are here, but Bushka are already in base for the defense.
that was a brave drop from Alias, considering how many crossfire angles he was going to be in. Got
Yeah.
one kill before he went down.
Yeah, 1-for-1 exchange. Abusers, though, are able to get Kuzka back on in, hang on inside the compound right now. They don't have the best peek downs to deal with anyone inside of their compound, unfortunately. So abusers, living up to their name, are going to go ahead and take advantage of the kind of weakness in this base design.
Yeah, there's only down peaks on the corners, isn't there, through these door
Oh,
short gaps. But I mean, that one in particular seems to have worked out quite well because he stood directly below it.
The one spot that you're gonna be vulnerable to the peak down. All right, so that's gonna be, I don't know, a few points coming in for them on the raid defense. That should basically be over. Back over at the king base though, looks like Lucers have set up their raid platform, but running into a similar problem that a lot of other teams have.
Mhm.
Basically, with the really good positioning of this base, using that road as natural cover, Oxens as well. We'll cut off, I believe, yeah, we had Oxens here, right? That cut off an angle. Oh wait, no, never mind, never mind. I got a little bit confused there on my map there, but still, you can see how difficult it is to try and approach this base.
I mean, you still might have the build zone from Dome on their left-hand side there, to be fair. So there's been a lot of that all over the map, and I think we had an issue reported with an issue with the terrain, which was also preventing walls being placed down in certain areas as well. So that might also have something to do with the difficulties.
Ooh, it seems like possibly two raids coming in. Gaiman on their feet, going back into the king base right now. We did see Rat in there earlier on, so they're just, of course, pushing back into that compound. And actually, the timing for this is really great because King are trying to push out to counter or defend up against Lucers, who are still set up behind their walls.
Yeah, it's good actually. Excellent timing for everyone's favorite duo, Footlicker and Rat.
You have some rockets or some C4 going off in the distance, and that's going to be Jam, yeah, starting the raid up against Gaiman. So Gaiman were trying to go into, I believe, King's base. They're going to have to turn around. Feedlicker hears it, and he is running back to his base.
Bro, is this on top of a rock? Is this Edinburgh Castle we're looking at right now? It is.
The cave base.
That is
Oh, yeah.
impressive.
Wow.
They've managed to get that. Right, see everybody else is complaining about getting their walls placed today. Have you looked at this?
I
Guy's
hate that
placed
they're
all of his
using
walls
this
on a mountain.
cursed door skin as well. I hate this
Oh,
door
no.
skin so much.
It is depressing, just like, especially if there's lots of them in there, because you just see his face just, you know, looking at you every time you go through a new door. He's still there,
All right,
like a
Jam.
haunted painting.
Wow. Are they running with like double rockets strapped to their backs right now? Because they are actually pummeling pretty heavily into the side of the base. Rat is defending from the inside. Feetlicker trying to push out from outside the compound right now, but he had no cover whatsoever. Gets taken out, and so they will continue to rock it.
Rat actually has an angle on Creco from where they are, I think, in that little spot there through the hole in the compound wall. I think you can see straight to two of the rocketers. I don't know whether maybe it wasn't as clear as it looked like, but he's got vision at the very least. Maybe he was waiting for this person coming in.
No longer has that angle as the gate ends up going down, but he did get spotted, and there it is. He's spotted out, goes down. Brazil picks that up, and now it's compound control for Jam. And we're not getting the respawns out from the rest of gaming. I feel like, you know, they think, oh, Feetlicker's enough or Rat's enough just to try and defend here, but they're gonna need a little bit more. They have lost control of their compound. The side of their base has been opened up. Feetlicker has gone down, and he should be on timer at this point.
Yeah, this is bad news because there are only one capybara door away from being into that inner part as well. So, well, it looks like. Oh my God, there's a lot of doors in here. Jesus. Even when they do get in here, unless this is the side TC's on, I think this is going to take a while.
They did do a lot of work in a short amount of time, though, with that uninterrupted rocket spam. But now that they got to worry about the defenders finally coming out in force, they need to be a little bit faster here. Still, they've got one person outside going for the rockets. Ooh, Striper ends up going down here, so that will slow them down considerably.
He took additional fire from someone else, but it wasn't a teammate. I'm trying to figure out who that might have been. Could have been Sober, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Abuser's actually showing up for the counter right now on the other side. Let's take a look at what's going on at King's base. Bushka are here. That's our fourth place team. They need this TC to try and catch up and close that gap with Lucers, who are currently in first. And with 16 minutes left to go here in the raid phase, this could be the final raids of our event.
Yeah, this is probably a good time for them to just get settled down, try and take one last TC, because there's not going to be time for a whole lot else. Still really close as well. I think we've got at least 4. I would say from Bushka upwards, we're still a TC and a bit away, especially if we lose either Lucers or Chebrick.
Ooh, Losers. They're going a little bit wide on that as we go over to the Mega Down base. Cheburg are here. 2 members inside currently. You can hear the C4 going off as well. Mega Down in full force for the defense right now. Cheburg have that rooftop control. You can see Pops is up there, holding it down for his team.
They've cleared out so much of this.
Mega Down our 3rd place squad. That would do wonders for Cheburg because the TC would get them into 1st, but also knock out Mega Down.
Whoa.
And there it is. Cheburg
Nice.
go ahead and propel themselves into 1st place with 15 minutes to go. Now Losers have one goal in mind. They need to finish out their raid.
Well, that's made that a lot harder to catch them for sure. It looks like the smart player right now, we got 15 minutes to go. You just saw how fast Chiberick did that raid, and Megadan are not strangers to this tournament. It's been a while since we've seen them, but they know what they're doing. So you've got time to do a raid. Raid Chiberick right now. Doesn't matter how many points they've got if they're out.
Over at the XXX base, it looks like a successful defense for them. They are currently not on the leaderboard. So I guess they're in 8th place. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, all the way in 8th place right now with 143. Again, that one lone player, I guess, yeah, RMT, X-Papa, still in the server for the time being. We'll see, though. XXX, they have some time. Maybe they can try and go for the counter. If they could be one of the squads that, if they can isolate Cheburik's base. Oh, wow. Wow. Cheburik now here.
Now, these are some down peaks, though. I mean, they're a bit wide, but...
Yep. Players now, though, they have control over the shooting floor. Do they have the boom?
I hope someone's got some boom, otherwise, why are they here? But...
Yeah, we do have 2 defenders, though, alive inside of the base currently. A lot of the drop-downs doors have basically been blown through here.
Just Bugard defending. I don't see any other member. Oh, here's Pops coming back in heli.
Could be bringing back a lot of that loot. And honestly, for Cheburg, they actually kind of welcome this, right? To go for a raid defense to get the last raid defense points, get some PvP points for themselves, especially when it's so close between them and Losers. Only 13 points separating them. They end up picking off, what, 2 of the raiders there.
Yeah, this is perfect for them. If they're successful here, they clear out these 2 guys. It's the PvP points for the whole team being wiped, and then spoke too soon though, because they actually have to wipe him. Yeah, and they'll get a little bit of defense points as well if there has been some booming, which I think there has.
I don't think I saw too many outside bags though, so this might have just been the one life play for players. No one's respawned quite yet, so yeah, I think it was just the one life play for players here, going for a miracle snipe onto a TC. And we do have a raid platform actually over there. All right, Damon were successful on their raid defense. Back over at this king base though, Bushka and Losers are inside currently contesting this raid.
How strong is this base proven to be, though? Like, this has lasted several successive raid attempts now.
Yeah, immensely. I mean, what is it? Like, just triangle cores and just corridors and corridors of doorways. So it slows down the raiders immensely.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed at the durability for the size of it, because it's not very big. Like, no one has even blown through that pancake. Everyone has just given up.
Yeah, that was that pancake layer we saw initially at what, around the 80-minute mark of the raid phase. Definitely deterred a lot of players from going for the top down, and you know what? It's not any easier really going in through doors at this point.
No, this looks like a bit of a pain, I have to say. Bushka are being pretty thorough. And with a lot of the stuff, I mean, I feel it's unlikely that it's towards the center, but if it is going to be anywhere, no.
Yeah, but for them at this point, they need ostensibly 2 TCs to try and catch up to Chiburg. They are currently 79 points down. And with the respawn timers and such, you don't get as many PvP kills, I feel like, in these raids as we would in larger raids and larger events if it was like an 8v8.
Yeah, for sure as well, especially considering there's way less teams here now as well, so a lot less opportunities to rack PvP points.
Does look like Nikita cleared off a few members of Bushka, along with some of the defenders. Ooh, Nikita picking up a lot of PvP kills inside right now, and that's pretty big for losers who, honestly, this is just a race to the finish between Jaburek and losers right now, and it'll come down to the PvP points, and Nikita has picked up about 7 kills inside of this base.
Yeah, Nikita, long-term fans will remember, is, I believe, the top scoring player for kills in Base Invaders, unless it is the other Nikita, who is not at the top, but it's also very high up the list. So it's a dangerous person to have running around by your loot room.
All right, just clearing out some of these loot boxes. We're hearing a lot of action, and it looks like, I think, the rest of the server has just evolved into just pure PvP at this point, with 9 minutes left to go. People have to be running dry on Sulfur, on Boom. Did get a rocket launcher, though. Nikita, what's he got in store for us? Loading one on up. He does have a few doors to go through, though.
And that was nice of that Bushka player to just deliver it to him. Oh, hello. A waste of a rocket, man.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He ran away. 50 HP.
Oh. Door rockets into a hallway that's already been exposed.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's hard to keep track, right? When you're in a base that's this convoluted.
Yeah. This is, I think also this is one of the reasons why you use all the same doors for this thing. So if you've gone through 5 of the same doors, you've no idea where you are.
Oh, Nikita finally goes down, but honestly, with almost the 10 kills that he picked up in that, it's pretty big. It brings them within 12 points of Jaburek.
Pretty worth. And what's Don't Kill My Vibe doing here? The classic door camp. Yeah, he's just vibing.
Door camp vibing.
Door camping. It's got Taylor Swift on in his earphones.
I mean, players are currently in 4th place right now. There's a 2.5 TC difference between them and 1st place. Yeah, I don't know what else you can do at this point.
Why would anyone even be coming out of that gate right now?
He hears doors. He hears doors. The base is active. All right.
That's true. That's true. That's true. It's a patience game.
We all have that one player in our group. Oh, players is back on Shepherd's base, but again, unless he can snipe this TC by himself. Oh, he's in the bedroom.
He's trying to deal with that turret.
The one lone turret in the base is slowing him down for right now.
It's in a good spot. I think that's him. Got it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Was it 4 rockets? To take out.
I can't remember how many HVs it is.
I think it's 3 HV, 4 rockets.
Right.
For a turret. So, and I don't know how many HVs you bring in a 4v4, especially when you got a turret limit of 1. So, hey, Bugor's here for the defense, though. Oh,
he gets warning from his turret. That was handy. He was about to die there.
He's gonna change up the angle. He's gonna try and go all the way down.
He might walk right into that C4.
I'd have just run out of Boom here. Doesn't have the rocket launcher anymore either.
He's gonna get closed in that room if he's not careful. Oh, he's still got C4.
But how much does he have?
Oh, he's just trying to bait him down here, I think.
The mind games. Oh, wow. Completely cleared out that hallway. Yeah,
Bugor
he,
seems so
he he
lost
still needs
interest
like
in him.
100 C4 to get through this, though.
Yeah, Bugor's like that. Fuck this, I'm off. Yeah.
All right, players are here. Abusers actually showed up too, but we've got 5 minutes left to go. And so now taking a look at the next step for Cheberik. The defenders did F1 go back, going after the jam base. That's going to allow Brazil and one more guy. Oh, man. As soon as he gets behind cover or out of cover. But here's Cheberik. Here's everyone F1 back at their raid platform to just get put on timer, actually giving away some points to jam.
Oof. Yeah.
Poor Jaberg. They had to go back for the one player raiding their base to defend, and that's the moment. I mean, that's the I think a good hallmark of like good players when they know. Oh wow.
Oh
Big
shit.
snipe though coming up from Bushka though. They were able to finally finish off
Oh,
King. That's gonna put them in
nice.
third place. 5 minutes left to go though. They need what 34 points to try and catch up.
Stolen from losers and the boosters.
Yeah,
I
Bushka's
can't believe this
been
thing's
here
still
for some time though, and
Yeah,
I
that
mean
shout
this
out
was
to
a
that
really
base,
long
man.
defense for King.
Shout out to that base. It was so strong. Good play on King. They defended that successfully. God knows how many times. It took a what was that, a triple raid for them to go down eventually.
Take a look at the scoreline right now, Ian. It's 2 points between Shaburk and Lucers. So this is
Yeah.
just a sprint to the finish. They need to find PvP. Shaburk have allowed Lucers to just catch up in terms of PvP points.
Yeah, that getting spawn murdered there couldn't have come at a worse time because they desperately needed to be engaged in PvP to keep their points going. Looks like they might have found. Oh, they've just been overtaken by losers. That's them ahead by 2 now.
Yeah, so the last basically 2 minutes or 3 minutes for Treberg just was a complete wash, right? F1 go back to base to quote unquote defend their raid to only have one player inside, and then F1ing back to go back to that raid platform, getting wiped by Jam.
Yeah.
Really throws a wrench in the works here, and this is the moment now for losers to try and walk away with the victory.
It really sucks when you're because they've been on top for God knows how long here. It looks like they've just added maybe some defense points added on there because they've just gone back ahead of losers again. But the yeah, just getting sniped out of your victory right at the end by nothing other than slightly unfortunate timing must really suck.
Yeah, 6 points separate them. There's 3 minutes remaining. XXX on the roofs right now, trying to finish off this raid with 3 minutes to go. Hoping for some miracle boom inside of this box right now is Dream.
Oh, we could only hope. What's in it, Dream?
I think he got an extra AK.
Another AK, right?
All right, which base is this? This is the gaming base. Jam are showing up. We've got Lucers as well. And honestly, for Lucers, you could just focus on the PvP kills. Jam are exposed on the outside, gaming safely inside right now.
I still can't believe they managed to build that thing up there. Like half of that shouldn't be placeable. I don't even know.
Yeah, the
That's-
magic that they had to work for the compound walls as well.
Yeah. So funny.
They couldn't figure out how to seal it because I imagine they had spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out the angle just to get that out. Oh, what?
Oh,
Players.
wow. Was that guy
Oh
that got
my. This
that
is
got
like
locked
their
in that
second
hole?
go at this base, by the way, right? Because
I
they
see.
did come in earlier with the C4.
Wait a minute.
What is this?
Wait a minute.
Cheeky TC coming in from losers here, but it was sussed out by players somehow. Wow.
Interesting. Like, what's happened here? Like, that's not. It was.
Wait.
Doesn't look like it was in. So it doesn't look like that was in there, was it? But I mean, that's definitely one of the routes they've taken in. But why is it all wood? What's happened there?
Yeah. Maybe they just forgot.
Yeah, it
Maybe
does
they
look
just
like.
forgot. Like they
does look
built
like a
up and
bit.
like
Yeah.
maybe they forgot where their
Oh,
own tunnels
shit.
were. That's an interesting design. I haven't seen that in Base Invaders quite yet. I mean, I've only been casting Base Invaders for what, I don't know, 7 months now.
Yeah,
But
I've
that's
never
the
seen
first time I've
that.
seen that.
Because, I mean, if the rule is that there has to be a clear path, then that counts, because there is a clear path.
You just
Not.
gotta walk into the honeycomb.
Yeah. And, well, it had a door as well, though. There was a door in the very front.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty smart. Very cool.
Okay. Well, that's first for everything here in Base Invaders. Now we're down to our final 50 seconds of EU. And with Lucers getting knocked out, Jaburg have nothing to worry about other than a miracle snipe on their TC. They got a clear, almost 50-point lead up against Bushka. Honestly, our tournament darlings, though, Bushka really turning around their
Yeah, good for
fortunes
them.
for themselves to secure second place at the very least. Players going to end up in a third with 252 and abusers in fourth with 222. So, I mean, I think 4v4 delivered this week, Ian.
Yeah, that was really good. I was just so many awesome moments from that. Like Buzka, obviously heroes of the tournament from coming back from that absolute farce of a raid. Poor guys.
Yeah, there's some amazing amounts of mental um vitality. I don't even know what to call it,
Yeah.
but being able to come back from uh basically missing out on a few raids by seconds, coming in with really unfortunate raid or actually counter raid timings, and really being able to keep their head in the game and come back.
Yeah.
Really, really good heads up for them. But it's going to be Chaburg, of course, that end up the winners overall. 333 points in first place. That's a satisfying ending for them. Chaburg with 4 raids completed, 2 raid defenses, of course, a positive KDA for themselves, 137 to the 117.
Really impressive from them. It almost went horribly wrong about 15 minutes from the end when that raid just got shut down.
Oh yeah.
But Luther's coming out there, that just settled it for them. It looked like it could have been a really squeaky finish had that not been the case, but safe at the top after that happened.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see what happened with players, how they were able to find that one out. I mean, it wasn't their first go at the base. They did make some work. At least one of their solo players did beforehand. So he had an idea of the base, but those were some tricky angles for themselves. Let's take a look at the stats for players. So they got 2 raids completed and 2 raid defenses, but honestly, they were one of the saving graces for Chaburg at the end there because it did come down basically to that race between the two teams before players ended up knocking them out. Taking a look at Jam, another team that was very active throughout the entire course of the raid phase, but unfortunately for them, they only end up with 1 raid completed and 3 raid defenses.
Yeah, all that work Kawasaki was putting in, getting right to the bones of every one of those bases. He was in the marrow at points. He was everywhere. It didn't really convert into TCs, which is a shame because he was just dominated in some of those spaces.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, he's actually not the top bragger for the team. Brazil there with 48, Striper with 42, and 38 for Kawasaki. Rico, not to be outdone though, with 29 overall. So great play coming out from them. Let's go ahead and take a look at abusers. 2 raids completed, 2 raid defenses, but it doesn't seem like they were as active. Really nice KDA though, 122 to the 88
Oh, damn, yeah.
overall.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a much less even distribution of kills on these guys here. We've got Kukushka and hanging on to the top spot. 44 kills in 4v4 is a shitload.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
quite
yeah.
impressive.
I think we do have to drive home that point. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't get as much PvP action here because in the fog of war, in the chaos that can be Rust, especially when we have our bigger 8v8s, it's easier for players to kind of like re-kit, respawn, re-kit, get a gun in their hands, and of course, be a viable target for points. But when you're coming back in as basically, a quarter of your team, it is so much harder to try and re-kit. So a lot of kills can just go to the wayside without actually securing PvP points. For Gaiman, though, it looks like a very similar story. 1 raid completed, 2 raid defenses, and Little Rats might have just been ratting out the entire time with only 8 kills. But Rat and Feet Licker were, of course, the main contributors for that squad. We saw them, of course, going back, I believe, for the defense when they were getting raided. So no questions there about that.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of work. The crime busters of the sea.
And looking at XXX, I think we did get to see their one raid completed. They got the one raid defense. Now, my big question is what happened with RMTX Papa throughout all of that. So
Yeah, who
let's go
was
ahead and check that out
it?
because
Who
they
we
do have 12
suspected?
points, but they had 12 points for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think that is who we suspected it was, and it was probably Don Toxic. I don't know how that occurred.
I have
We'll
no
get. I'll have a
idea.
look. We'll have a look at it in just a second here. At number 8. Yeah, it was Don Toxic. 12 kills though.
Yeah.
12 kills.
Yeah. It, in the 1v4, so
Yeah,
not
I don't know how
bad,
he got
but
away with that. Maybe he pretended to be 2 people to get away with the because he should have got disqualified for having less than 50% of his team. So I don't know
yeah,
if he
I
just
don't
put on a
know.
different voice in Discord or what.
I don't know when that starts though. Does it start in the attack phase or does it start in the raid phase? Because when we were checked in with him, it was during the attack phase where he was like, I think like I
Mm.
don't know, trying to counter Heli or something like that by himself.
No, they do
Um,
that during build, so he definitely. I mean,
oh.
maybe they just decided that he wasn't going to cause too much harm running around on his own and just left him to it. I don't know.
Let the little guy have his fun. But still, it was great to see. I mean, he had his moment in the sun earlier on. He had a good play actually.
Yeah, he caused
So
some
for
havoc. Yeah.
the yeah, for that brief instant that he was allowed to play, he did put in some work there. So 12 kills overall. But that is going to be, of course, Jaburek once again our victors here. The EU Base Invaders. Presented by Rustoria and of course sponsored by Rusty Pot. So, any final words before we close it out, Ian?
There once was a man from Cork whose limericks didn't really work. They stopped on line 3.
God damn it, you got me. You got me there. All right. It's been an absolute pleasure, Ian. And of course, shout out to our production, which is Kaz, who has been putting down amazing work behind the scenes. Thank you to Rustoria, of course, for always putting this on every month, and our sponsors, Rusty Pot. We will be back in a few hours for NA 4v4. So if you want to check that out. Make sure, of course, you're following us here on Twitch. So you will be notified when we go live. That's going to do it for us for now. I will be back in a little bit. But once again, I'm Jamerson. I had Ian here and Kaz as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
See you soon, gamers.